Welcome friends. Students, we are going to learn today from our 11th English textbook section 4 4.1 History of English Drama. In this video we are going to learn line to line explanation into English history of English drama. Let us start. Let us beginning the introduction of history of English drama. Friends, how dramatic you are is your response when a friend exaggerates or overreacts. It means you are correctly using the adjective form of word drama. Drama is a performance which is essentially loud, exaggerated and larger than life. It is an audio-visual medium. The audience sitting around, in front of, close to or in the last row of the theater should be able to hear and see the actor on stage. For example, a stage whisper is far louder than a whisper in real life. This is the reality of drama. This would be an example of willing suspension of disbelief. It can be defined as willingness to accept the unreal. It may also mean sacrifice of realism and logic for the sake of enjoyment. The term was coined by the poet and aesthetic philosopher Samuel D. Coleridge. The term often applies to fictional works of the action, comedy, fantasy and horror genres. It refers to the willingness of the audience to overlook the limitations of a medium. Drama is a medium of expression whereby performers express themselves artistically. The performance is based on a script which is in the form of dialogues, whereas a story or a novel is written in the narrative form. Poet is a language expressed in rhythm and meter. Drama is the specific mode of fiction represented in performance. A play, opera, mime and ballads are performed in theatre, on radio or television. Students, in the beginning we have seen introduction of history of English drama. Then we are going to see what is the meaning of drama, the definition of drama. Drama is a composition in verse or prose to be acted on the stage, in which a story is related by means of dialogue and action and is represented with accompanying gesture, costume and scenery as in real life. This is the definition taken from Shorter Oxford Dictionary. Let us see next definition of drama, which is taken from a glossary of literary terms by M.H. Abrams. What is the definition of drama? The drama is a composition designed for performance in the theatre, in which actors take the roles of the characters, performs the indicated action and utter the written dialogue. This definition is taken from a glossary of literary terms by M.H. Abrams. Now we are going to learn about the elements of the drama. What are the elements of the drama? There are 7 elements of the drama. They are as: first one is plot, second is characterization, third is dialogue, fourth is settings, fifth is stage directions, sixth one is conflict, and seventh one is theme. After it, we are going to take detailed information of these elements of the drama. Now we are going to see the four closely related areas of focus are: first is 1. The focus of the scene. Second, the focus of the audience. Second, the focus of the audience. Third, the focus of the character. 4. The focus of the actor. Now let us see the objective of this lesson. After studying this unit, you will be able to understand and identify drama as a genre of literature, learn the definition of drama, explain the difference between drama and other forms of literature, explain the basic elements of drama, understand the types of drama. Now let us see the types of drama. Students, there are three types of drama. First one is tragedy, second one is comedy, and third one is tragic comedy. There are 5 types of comedy. 1. Romantic comedy. 2. Sentimental comedy. 3. Classical comedy. 4. Comedy of humor. 5. Comedy of manners. Students, now we are going to see detailed information about the elements of drama. Now you see here you have given a tree diagram explaining the elements of drama. Let us take detailed information the elements of drama by using the tree diagram given in our textbook on the page number 130. Let us see detailed about the elements of drama on our textbook page number 130. Students, on our textbook page number 130, the tree diagram has been given for detailed explaining the elements of drama. There are plot, characters, characterization, dialogue, stage direction, conflict, and theme are the elements of drama. What is plot? The series. What is plot? Students, what is plot? Plot is the series of events occurring in a play. It means plan, scheme, or pattern. It has beginning, middle, and an end. This point occurs in plot. What comes in character? Character, the most important element of the drama. The protagonist is the main character in a play. Other characters are major, minor, static and dynamic, flat and ranked. Characterization. What is characterization? It means to reveal peculiarities of the characters, to gain insights into their personalities, establish connections with them. What is dialogue? Dialogue involves the two speakers, monologue to speaks to oneself, soliloquy, characters' thought process expressed loud. It reveals the nature of character and it gives us information about his relations. What is the stage direction? Performance of the actors during the course of the development of the story along with the use of set lighting, music and costumes. Stage direction are guidelines, suggestions given by dramatist. What is conflicts? It is the essence of drama. It enlightens life, grants dignity and worth to human life. And what is the theme of the drama? The main idea or point of a play started as a generalization. Students, we have taken here the detailed information about the elements of drama. Now after it we are going to learn a short history of drama. Short history of drama. First point, introduction to English theatre. Drama has its origins in folk theatre. We therefore cannot consider drama merely as a part of literature. Words are the medium of literature as an art, but drama is a multiple art using words, scenic effects, music, gestures of the actions and organizing talents of a producer. The dramatist must have players, a stage and audience. The beginnings of drama in England are obscure. There is evidence to believe that when the Romans were in England, they established vast amphitheatres for the production of plays, but when the Romans departed, their theatre departed with them. Then there are minstrels. People enjoyed their performances. Gradually, by the 10th century, the ritual of the plays that itself had something dramatic in it got extended into the rudiments of a play. Between the 13th and 14th century, drama started having themes which were separated from religion. The words themselves were spoken in English. A longer dramatic script came into use and they were called as miracle plays. Later the religious dramas were the morality plays in which characters were abstract vices and virtues. These were allegories. Second point, Elizabethan and Restoration theatre. These secular morality plays have direct links with Elizabethan plays. The Renaissance imposed a learned tradition, classical in depth with themes of education, general moral problems and secular politics. The plays had nothing to do with religion. There were examples of both comedy and tragedy. Thomas Kidd, Christopher Marlowe and William Shakespeare are the prime dramatists of this era. It was Kidd who discovered how easily blank verse might be converted into useful theoretical medium, which Shakespeare used brilliantly in all his plays. Tragedy developed in the hands of Kidd and Marlowe. Comedy had also proceeded beyond rustic humor, but by the 90s of the 16th century, the theatre in England was fully established, but complicated conditions governed the activities of the dramatist. The public theatre of 16th century differed in many important ways. from the modern theatre. It was open to sky without artificial lighting. The stage was a raised platform with recess off at the back supported by pillars. There was no curtains and the main platform could be surrounded on three sides by the audience. Around the theatre there are galleries. In the 17th century, the enclosed theatre gained importance. There was increasing attention to scenic devices as theatre became private. Shakespearean era came into existence in 16th century to the public theatre. He wrote for contemporary theatre, manipulating the Elizabethan stage with great resource and invention. But the genius of Shakespeare should not allow the rest of the drama of his age to be obscured. Contemporary to him was Ben Jonson, a classicist, a moralist and reformer of drama. In comedy, Jonson's genius is found at its best and his influences was considerable. The Restoration dramatist learned strongly upon him. Closing of theatres by the Puritans in 1642 brought this great of all periods in the history of English drama to end. With the civil wars, no theatre existed between 1642 to 1660. The next phase, which appeared after the Restoration, produced a very different kind of dramatic literature. Dramatists like Chapman, Thomas Middleton, Webster, and Dekker were at the forefront. When Charles II came back with the Restoration of 1660, the theatres were reopened. The Restoration comedy achieved its peculiar excellence. Drama developed into class drama with upper class ethos. It lasted beyond this period into the first decade of the 18th century. Comedy in the early 18th century declined into sentimentalism. It became comedy of manners. George Ethers was its most important exponent. From such depth, the drama was rescued by Oliver Goldsmith and Richard Sheridan. With Sheridan, something of brilliance of Restoration dialogue returned into comedy, but with more genial atmosphere. The characters were firmly presented with clarity, reminiscent of Jonson, but with no depth in Sheridan's world, no new interpretation of human nature. In this, he was nearer to Oscar Wilde than to Jonson. Third point, modern theatre. The modern theatre, with its picture frame stage, its actresses taking female parts, its movable scenery designed to cater a visual image of the local of each scene, and its artificial light was developed during Restoration period. There is a clear influence of France in theatre, the audience and the themes. The drama of the early 19th century was on the whole on the way to decline because of many cases. The theatre was home mainly to irregular spectacle, melodrama and farce. A simple external reason can be found in the monopoly held by the two houses, Covent Garden and Drury Lane, for the performance of series drama. The audiences which gathered to the 19th century theatre had not intelligence or the imagination of the Elizabethan audience. The danger in 19th century theatre was that above all it was unrelated to the life of the time. The changes in the structure of society had so modified the human personality itself that a new interpretation was essential. Ibsen, the great Norwegian dramatist of the 19th century, dominates the modern drama. He developed modernist, realist, social and psychological dramas like The Doll's House, Ghosts and An Enemy of the People. They are far more subtle in stagecraft and profound in thought than anything in the modern English theatre. But it was only George Bernard Shaw who was deeply influenced and affected by Ibsen's innovative contributions and experimentation. He was the most brilliant playwright of his time. He alone had understood the greatness of Ibsen, and he was determined that his own play should also be a vehicle for ideas. The personality of evaluation of the English drama to the brilliance of Norwegian fell with Oscar Wilde and G.B. Shaw in the late 19th and early 20th century. The 20th century showed a talent in drama with which the 19th century could not compete. H. Granville Barker, John Galsworthy, St. John Erwin were some of the playwrights who explored contemporary problems. St. John Erwin had been associated with a great of Irish dramatists whose work was normally produced in the Abbey Theatre in Dublin. Much that is based in the modern drama in English developed a form in this moment. One of its originators was Lady Gregory with W.B. Yeats and J.M. Singe. They were most important dramatists of this Irish revival who used a sense of tragic irony, a violent species of humor and a rich and highly flavored language. T.S. Eliot experimented with Greek tragedy in the early 40s of the 20th century. Other dramatists of the modern era, John Osborne wrote, and people who grew up after the Second World War. Kingsley Amis wrote about frustrated anti-establishment young people. Osborne, look back in anger, brought a new vitality to the theatre scene. It was more a cultural phenomenon than the work of literature. Other important playwrights of the modern era include Anton Chekhov, Bernard Brecht, Effingham O'Neil, Arthur Miller, Tennessee Williams, Ionesco, Samuel Beckett, and Harold Frenton. Fourth point, Indian theatre. Earliest seeds of the modern Indian drama can be found in the Sanskrit drama from the 1st century AD. Mahabhashya by Patanjali provides a feasible date for the beginning of the theatre in India. The major source of evidence is a theatrize of the theatre, Natya Shastra, by Bharat Muni is the most complete work of dramatology in the ancient world. It gives a mythology account of the origin of theatre. Modern Indian drama, however, has influences from all over the world as well as Sanskrit and Urdu traditions. Thank you for watching.